Alright, we arrived in Club Nautico Torre de la Horadada in a previous video, and now it's time to walk the docks. We have a very interesting old Italian military vessel here. It was later converted to an Italian fishing vessel. It has a very interesting engine setup with a very strong main engine and then a secondary engine that was used to move the boat slowly when fishing. There's a sailing boat here with a red theme. It has some red covers on the sides in the cockpit. According to the name, it seems that it's coming from Holland. But it could also be coming from Holland and have been sold to some Spanish owner here. Also the lazy bag is in red. Everything seems to be in a good condition on this boat. Even the tiller has a red cover to it. The hatches in the front has some red covers also. I think these boats are part of the local sailing club. One of the catamarans has this strange thing on the top of the mast. It's like a small torpedo. I don't know what the purpose of this is. I would have thought that it would make the boat heel more or put some more pressure on the mast and maybe break it, but it must have a special purpose since it's there. There's a more classical vessel here. It seems to be made of wood. It has a very beautiful wooden pulpit. On the top it has a cover for the sun. The blue and the white striped covers in the back will be pulled across this bar. There's a wooden cleat in front. There's another classical boat here. It seems like an old fishing boat. I really like the lines of those old boats they have here. I guess that the steering house is a later addition. Santa Trinidad. Another wooden cleat in the front there. Another classical boat here. This time it has a much bigger cabin than the others one, and it has a big blue tent in the back. Again the typical wooden front here with the anchor. Wooden cleat. Wooden handrails on top of the roof. And this is the last classical boat in this harbor. It has a dark blue color. It's almost the same design in every way as the boat beside it, but it has a different kind of cover. Again the wooden front with the anchor here. It has a very special locking system for the anchor. It has a wire with some hanks there. Again the wooden handrails. Here's an even smaller sailing boat that seems to be converted also. I would guess that the steering house on the top is a later addition. Look at the small top there with the light on top. And the red light with its covers. It has a cover on the side and one behind it. Wooden cleats here also. I guess this boat is owned by a guy that has either small dogs or maybe a small children. Here's a bigger sailing boat with a very special bimini top on it. Also it has a very big triangular shaped cover for the sail, a big lazy bag. It has a very peculiar shape. The windows in front of the cockpit look almost like car windows, and then it has that bimini top. In front there's a mysterious box. Not sure what the purpose is of that box. Here's another boat with a special cover for the sail. It seems to be made of some kind of plastic material. Seems to be very practical at the least, but also it's left very open. Maybe there was supposed to be some kind of line in those holes. There's a big catamaran in the harbor. It seems to be quite well maintained. Not too big, not too small, in fact. It has some very big speakers here. I'm not sure I would want to meet this boat in an anchorage on a Saturday evening. They have installed a barbecue on the back. Here's another catamaran, an even smaller, even older one. It has some covers on the windows. It has some very peculiar rails here. Seems to be made of some kind of metal, maybe copper. On the back it has a kayak for 2 persons. Very nice windows here. Also it has a very nice spray hood or dodger. There's also some colored boats in this marina. Here's a metal boat in blue. Not much to say about this boat, but the owner, he sure likes some light on deck. Here's a red boat. seems to be in nice condition. It has a red lazy bag also. It seems to be faded in the sun. And also it has 2 red covers for the winches. There's a blue boat. Here's another red boat. Seems to be in very good condition. As far as I can see, they have removed the sails for the winter, and maybe they never showed up because of the situation right now with the coronavirus. A small motorboat here seems to be in a quite poor condition. Notice how it has some boards you can walk on the side. It's so small that it has no place to walk on. Also, this marina has its fair share of broken dreams. Here's one of the broken dreams. The deck seems to be completely rotten. Also the sail cover seems to be completely rotten, and the sail cover is open at the mast. It looks like the mooring lines have broken quite a few times and someone made some temporary knots. Completely rotten everything here. On the back it has another line. I think it's for an anchor. Look how it's torn apart. Here's another broken dream, an orange reddish color. It has a kayak on deck. I'm sure that is not the perfect place for a kayak. Also the sail cover for the mainsail has opened up and the sail is exposed to the sun. That's all I have for you from this marina. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.